Sono in cerca della gloria, in cerca della gioia, tu in cerca della droga.
Ashley Ramsey, we have you here today. You joined Real. Congratulations on making a great decision. I want to know who you are and the progress through your career. It seems like you've been in real estate for a long time. I was reading your Instagram bio. You had on there that you were kind of terminated from some job that you loved and you were forced kind of into real estate. And I'm interested in your story and how you progressed through, the same things that I've had to, the challenges that I've pretty much had as well.
Sure.
So let's just, introduce yourself, tell us who you are, and let's just go from there.
Okay. So I've been in real estate for 10 years now, which is crazy to think that it's been 10 years. I'm feeling a little old, but I got into real estate after my daughter started first grade. I wanted to be at home a little bit more and have a more flexible schedule. So I got into real estate. I hadn't even passed my exam yet, and I put in my 2-week notice at a job that I had gotten out of my high school marketing class. And I went all in, and I had a lot of luck, and I worked really hard. And then, so, my career has been great, and then the pandemic hit, and the market kind of went a little crazy. So I did end up getting a 9-to-5 job with a local developer in Roanoke, and I loved that job. I was learning a lot of new things, and I would be able to use that within my business long term. They were allowing me to keep my real estate license, but I got fired unexpectedly, and I was a little heartbroken over that. But that was in August of last year, and instead of trying to find another 9-to-5 job, I was like, I'm just gonna devote all of my time back into my real estate business despite the market being a little crazy, and just figure it out. So I turned to social media and I started marketing myself every single day, and one thing led to another, and I connected with people from all across the country, and that's kind of how I got to Real.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited to be with Real. I love Remax, and my heart will always be with Remax because I was there for 10 years, and I love my broker there and all of my friends and the other agents that I've made relationships with over the years. But I feel like Real was the direction that I needed to go in for the future.
Yeah, I mean, what Real offers is truly amazing. Centering around the agent being the feature instead of the broker being the feature. I truly feel like the real estate industry has been disrupted, not in a way that they thought, but in a way that allows the agent to now be the feature and the focus and give the agent all the opportunities that doesn't stiff arm them away from the entire game.
Right.
The problem has always been in agent migration is the grass is going to be greener over here and I can make more money. And the agent migration actually is going to stop now that these models are here and they're giving these agents the opportunity to play in every way in this game. So, so let's just talk about the influences that came into your life that helped you make these decisions, and what was the main ingredient here for you to cross the line of saying, okay, well, I'm gonna leave the comfort of what I've got here. I mean, seems like you're a very productive agent. Just talk about the things that you were able to achieve with Remax and the level of production that you've had and the reason that you made these decisions. I think I just said it. Probably, if you're anything like me, you've seen that you had the opportunities to play the social game, which is a very important part of the game. To get agents into this thing that's going to allow you revenue share in the company and all that stuff. So you can just co-sign and tell me that, yeah, I mean, the same things that I'm saying here is probably the same things that drove you over there. But let's just talk about, your background in the industry and what you were able to achieve.
Sure. So I chose Remax because I was a newer agent and they were an international well-known brand. And when I first started, I leaned on that a lot, especially with my listing appointments to, get me the deal. And I think that Remax is a great company. and I was with them for 10 years, and I think that my broker is awesome. But I think that things have changed a lot over 10 years. And I think that the world is kind of heading in a different direction. And what really grabbed my attention with Real was that they were more about collaboration over competition. And I loved that because I feel like real estate can be kind of isolating in a way, with everybody being your competition, and you sometimes feel like you just don't have anyone to turn to. And I felt like that a lot over when COVID hit and everyone was just sent home and the real estate market just kind of went crazy. I didn't know who to turn to in a way. Um, so when I found Real over the last couple of months, I just felt so much support and love, and I just knew that that was the direction that I needed to go to grow. And, I'm relatively young and I've got a lot of career ahead of me. So I couldn't stay somewhere that I knew wasn't taking that progressive approach.
Right.
I knew that I needed to find something that was going to propel me forward, not just in the short term, but in the long term as well.
So let's just talk about the raw situation here, that you got to, the percentages and the caps and all the stuff that come along with being involved with a company like Remax. Like I sent Remax 6% of my gross commission in perpetuity. Like they got a piece of my business for life. And the big deal for me was that I wasn't going to give a percentage of my business to a company for the life of my business. At some point, I'm productive enough to pay them what they want, and then I get to keep the rest. So that was a big deal for me. Seeing those numbers. Over a 10-year career with Remax myself, as a 6-time platinum Remax Hall of Famer, all the accolades. All the accolades that are on the shelf, all the plaques that are on the wall. I mean, that's over $250,000 over the life of my business.
That's wild.
Yeah. So, I mean, the impact that I could have had, that, if I turned that from 250 to 150 and I had an extra $100,000 in my pocket over that time span, where would this be? Where would my staff be? Where would my personal life be? Mm-hmm. Where would my relationships be? What charity could I have impacted a little bit more if I kept that money?
Right.
And I'm with you on the the affection that I have for where I've been and who I was with, and the leader that I was under. She answered the call when I needed her to answer the call, and she was very loving to me when it was easy not to,
Sure.
So she didn't have to do what she did, and she didn't have to stand up for me. And, she went to bat for me even with Remax to open this office, so I'll never have anything bad to say, but I was never going to be a partner, and I was never going to get any of the company money back.
Right.
I wasn't going to get any Remax money. I was never going to get any. I'll get real money.
Yeah.
They'll give me. They'll allow me to earn and bonus me, and they're making me and you an owner of this company.
Right.
Much. So
that's huge.
That's where I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a leader, and I'm a leader no matter if it's just a leader of one. Like I understand who I am and what I want to be, and I'm going to align with the people that I think I can do that with.
Right.
And that's why I'm so excited about like your entry into this company.
So I was listening to something else that you had put out, and I don't know how long ago it was, but I think it was in correlation with you joining Real, and about how you weren't afraid to stand out and be that one person, even if you were standing alone, because it was something that you believed in, and that really resonated with me. Yeah. And I kind of feel like I'm at that point kind of in Roanoke, because there aren't any other Real agents, and when people are finding out that I'm switching to Real, they're like, where did you go? What broker did you switch to? And even though they may not know about it and they may not believe in it, it's something that I believe in, and I'm okay with being the only person that is in that position because it's something that I truly believe in.
Hey, look, at some point in your life, you need to be first to something. You know, showing up a little bit, a little bit late to things is socially cool sometimes.
Yeah.
Being a little fashionably late, but not in business.
Right.
You claiming to be the first real agent in the Roanoke Valley is gonna always. I mean, that's gonna be something that you can hold pride in, and something that you can stand on socially to say, look, I rule the Roanoke Valley.
I'm the OG.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you come into this, you gotta come through me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Even if they don't come through you, but you're gonna be looked at as the first one in that space. And I'm going to be looked at as the first one in that space. So here in Southwest Virginia, we'll always be connected, me and you, because we're the first in our respective markets.
Yeah.
Because, even if I cross over and do a couple of deals, I'm not a Roanoke agent. And if you cross over here in Blacksburg and you do a couple of deals, you're not a New River Valley agent. You're a Roanoke agent. So,
Yeah.
There's defined lines there. And, but like I said, where I feel like there is a separation here is that I think, especially with, shout out to Ed Stulak.
Yeah.
Ed is both of our uplines, and he's a tremendous man. And
How did you get connected with Ed?
well, Ed and I were just connected through social, and then we would see each other in like R4. Like we went to the Vegas stuff.
Oh yeah, because he was with Remax too.
Right.
Yeah, cool.
So we just connected, and we actually had met face to face, and like hung out for a second or two.
Yeah.
So when he tore his Remax shirt off, in his little promo video that he did, when he did that, that really turned my head.
Sure.
For a guy like that with that big of a following, to make that decision, and he was 2 years earlier than me, which is 3 years earlier than you. So so I was really paying attention to him. And there's a lot of other people that had gone over that I was paying attention to, but he was somebody that I had really admired, in his approach, and very entertaining guy, and going after some of the same things that I thought I was going after. And so I questioned him one day about what's going on, because some personal things were going on in my life, and my broker actually set me down and was like, Scott, maybe it's time for you to consider getting your broker's license. And that was a warning of like, if something pops off and you get some bad PR, like I'm going to ship you out of here pretty much. So that's how I took it.
Sure.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So I took it. I took that advice, and I didn't go get my broker's license, but I knew where I was headed if I ever headed anywhere. And
you already knew at that time that you were going to be switching over to Real.
Yep. As soon as that meeting ended, I was like, I know exactly where I'm going. I know exactly who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
And it worked out, and because like I said, I was like that hopeful person that if I just show her that I'm going to crush it, and I'm going to develop personally, and I'm going to be a good business guy, then she might consider, because at some point she's going to retire, right? That's
right.
what's going through my mind. Is like, I'll be there for her, and I'll be a general in her army, and I was, and I did her right, I think, and she did me right, and we ended with a hug, and she loved me out the door the same way she loved me walking in.
That's good.
But it was time. It was
Sure.
definitely time, and so I'm just thankful that this platform exists. All these men that Sharon and Tamir and all these guys. Have you looked into these guys?
I have,
Yeah.
yeah. I've watched some of their stuff on YouTube, and it's amazing all of the knowledge that they have and the perspective that they give you.
And the thoughtfulness of it all.
Yeah, they're so kind and generous,
Yeah.
and I love that. So I definitely feel like I'm in the right place at Real for sure. I do want to shout out Lindsay Joe. That's my girl. So Ed and Lindsay are both my sponsors. Ed initially caught my attention with one of his videos, and the collaboration over competition is what really drew me in. But I have been connected with Lindsay before, just because she's really focused on growing social media and women empowerment
I
and
mean, she's a BAM creator. I mean,
yeah.
that's a pretty big deal.
And she's so willing to share her knowledge and her secrets, and I've learned so much from her. And she's just a huge heart and super, super helpful. And they're there to support me and root me on, and that really meant a lot to me.
Sure. So I mean, so they co-sponsored you.
They did.
I love that opportunity
I
as
do
well.
too.
And
Yeah.
I hope we can do some of that. I hope me and you
I
can
think
do some
that
of
that's great because, everyone has their own individual personality. And just because, I might not resonate with them quite as well as you would, doesn't mean that we can't partner up and both help them. And I think that that's even more beneficial than just having one person.
I think so too. And there's going to be things that we both bring to the table.
Yeah.
And
even that person bringing stuff to the table
Yeah.
too. That's why I just love the collaboration. I think that we can all work better as a team than just an individual.
I think we're going to have a lot more success rate if we do. I think
absolutely.
I think the whole Tom Brady thing that I put on my Instagram, the whole team thing.
Yeah, I
dude,
saw that.
I so believe in that, and I love the fact that that's an opportunity. That's just another benefit from this company that makes it like, hey, like this is a Roanoke agent I've been talking to. Let's work on them together. Hey, I mean, because I see that you're connected with a lot of the agents down here. I see you have a following of New River Valley agents that you're connected to on social media, and I don't mind being the one that they call, or the resources that I have, and all the pain that I've been through in this business, I can definitely help them guide through whatever it is. So I hope that there's a lot of collaboration with us in trying to get these agents to understand what is in front of them right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you think that there's a lot of agents here in the New River Valley that are still in that mindset of you're my competition, like I can't talk to you, I can't work with you in that sort of way?
They just don't get it. They just they just don't like change. They're fearful of change, and I've got some branding things to do personally on my end. Like I said, I was going through some personal things, and someone tried to attempt to assassinate my character on Facebook, and
Wow.
yeah, so there's a lot of things that are there that I've got to do damage control over, and some things like that. But I'm a woman. I don't like to. I almost feel bad when I brag, but then again, I don't, because I've achieved a lot and I've suffered and I've sacrificed. And
No, you work hard. I've
Yeah.
seen all of your achievements, and
Yeah.
you do a great job. Mad respect.
Yeah, so when I say, I've done 81 units in a year, I've grossed, almost $500,000 in gross, in income, and I've went through the pain, and I've went through all the trials and errors of the business, and I'm battle tested. I'm battle tested, and I'm lined up exactly where I think a lot of people should be lining up. And I'm trying to find a way within this to get it out there.
Right.
Instead of me continuing to do the same things over and over again, and just paste, typing out copy and putting a photo against it. We're out here creating video content again. So, like, I think this community is the last to get the trends, or they're just the last to
The real estate community.
I think just the New River Valley in general.
Everything
is last. Everything gets here last.
Yeah, I've always heard things trickle from the West Coast to the East Coast.
Exactly.
And they definitely do, but Roanoke in this area in particular, I feel like is the last. Maybe like things get stuck in the mountains that are surrounding us or something. I don't know, but
And that is the absolute truth. I mean, we get everything that's coming throughout the trending topics or the things that are happening in the world, they get here last. And people kind of hunkered down in the way they've always done it and how it's always been done. And when something comes, they're the last to make the adjustments.
Right.
And I was just telling a former title partner of mine, that if you don't understand what I'm doing and what's coming, this is a threat to your business, because agents want to be paid quickly, And the way that you're handling us, the way you're handling me right now, when there's 50 of us, you will make the change or you will die. So I'm the guy that will write the very thoughtful but harsh email that needs to go out, and then I totally expect to be told to F off, because I just know how people work, right?
Yeah.
So if you're challenging people in certain ways, they will react one way or the other, and you have to be understanding of each reaction.
Sure.
So I think the best quality I have is emotional control. I think
that is an excellent quality to have and something that you need in real estate for sure, or just to be successful in business.
right.
Yeah.
All right, I want to go down your Instagram if you are okay with that. I want to put your Instagram thing up here, and I want to
Okay.
and I want to watch the announcement video with you.
Yeah. Okay.
And I just want to like blow you up pretty much.
Okay.
Because I love that video, and I want in this show I want them to see it, and I want to get you views, and I want to get people to your Instagram account so they can learn you. Everybody in the Roanoke Valley needs to know who you are, and I just want you to hear my thoughts about it as we're watching it. So,
I would love to hear them. Yeah.
That's the video right there.
Yep.
Down here.
Yep, right there. Nope, you clicked on the wrong one.
Right
There
here.
you go. Yep.
Yep. Got to turn the.
Maybe I'm a gangster too.
And like I told you, I messaged you. That is some gangster.
It
That
is.
is gangster.
That was the vibe we were going for.
Yeah. And honestly, like I tried to do something like that, like kind of like what Ed did, but my broker called me up because I had the Remax thing on and it was transitioning into real, and she asked me to take it down. So, I think everybody needs to do something like that considers coming this way, because I mean you got 30,000 views on this thing. I don't know if you
Is it at 30 yet?
Yeah, it was like 29,000 something.
Yeah, it was 29 when I checked this morning.
Yeah.
I was like, are we going to hit 30?
Yeah. So I mean, like you got the social media thing figured out, and I think I can learn. I think I can learn a lot from you there, and then I can maybe trade you on tracking your money, and I'm not sure how you do that, but like I've trialed and errored this thing out to be able to understand this business. So if you ever want to talk about it,
I would love help like that.
Yeah. The tools that I've found to help in this regard are like the best. So like maybe after show I can bring the computer in and like just kind of show you things, and then like some of the value I bring to the table, like you commented on the whole storage thing, moving truck thing that I've got going on. I know we all pretty much got to build something that is valuable, that other agents want that information. So are you doing anything like that? Like I see you, like you got the social media thing figured out. You got this coaching thing. Like go to her bio. Let me read this bio again.
Apologize.
Because you got a lot of different little things on there.
Yeah, so I'm into digital marketing and content creation. It's fun for me.
Yeah.
And I'm all about helping other people learn it as well.
Content creator, digital marketing coach, and then you have your link there. Let's see what this link has.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first one was the podcast that I was featured on. I've got an email newsletter, and I'm committing myself to send out an email newsletter at least one time, maybe 2 times per month. And my email newsletter, it's a more personal, kind of a get to know me on a little more personal level, a little bit more detail into my personal life, just besides what you see on Instagram.
Sure.
And then my real estate page, and then I'm really trying to grow my Google business page. I should have been focusing on that a lot more over the last 10 years, but that's my fault. And then, I do some affiliate marketing with Amazon. So I've got my storefront there, and
Man, I would love a little crash course on how
Yeah.
you got that set up, and I see you like your DJI Osmo gimbal,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Like I'm sure you've got that linked out.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, just some girly stuff like Vici and, I like to do my fashion try-ons. And then, mini chat down there is really, really helpful. Have you heard of mini chat?
Mm-mm.
So, when you see on Instagram and in the caption it says, comment the word details below and I'll send you a link. If you comment that word, you automatically get a message. Well, mini chat is what you use to set that up. So what it does is it automates your social media for you. So you don't have to sit there and check your DMs all the time to send the information out. So that has been super, super cool. So link to that. And then Flowdesk is what I use for my email newsletter and my email campaigns. And that's just personal preference on me using Flowdesk. I just like the way it looks. It's nice and clean, and
So all this is geared towards your consumer for your real estate service,
Yeah.
but also does it have anything to do with agent attraction, or is it just solely geared toward real estate transaction content?
it was originally geared towards real estate, my clients, my
Sales,
business.
yeah.
Yeah, but now that I am with Real, I do want to share this knowledge with other agents and let them know that I'm willing to help them grow on social media or within their business. So yeah, I will try to use it for agent attraction going forward.
So it'll morph a little bit into.
It'll evolve in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Can I just add something really quick?
Sure.
That video is pretty sick.
Oh, dude. I mean, I was like, I'm super jealous of that video.
As somebody who's
Yeah.
not in real estate, it's attracting.
Oh,
Like,
definitely.
You want to know what it's about.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, it's cool. I was really happy with how it turned out.
How have your colleagues that you've been around for so long? How have they responded, or have they?
Most of them have sent warm wishes, congratulations. But I do feel like I almost have to let them know that just because I'm not affiliated with Remax anymore doesn't mean that I'm not here for them anymore, don't want to see them win or anything like that. And maybe that's just, me. I don't know, but I just feel like a lot of people in Roanoke are still kind of in that mindset of you're my competition. You left brokerages, like you're not on my side anymore. And I'm not saying that everyone is like that. I just think that there's a big chunk of people still like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just give you some of my mindset in that whole thing, And I was in a debate with a friend of mine the other day about that whole situation. It's like, in human nature, within a team, obviously, we're in a team now, and you either come from abundance or scarcity, and I always have sided on the abundance side. Like I'm not really, there's people out there that, I know are a threat, and I want to do what I can to win. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So there's that competitive nature in my DNA.
And I think everybody has that in a
Yeah,
way. Mhm.
and I want to be the best, and he brought up a point that, that whole best thing, there's always going to be somebody better. There's always going to be something bigger and fancier and more, more attractive to, in certain situations. Like, so there's that too, but there's also high ambition, and there's a need for high achievement and all that stuff. So there's a lot of dynamic to that, and you can peel that onion for days. So I do want to identify the people that rock with me. I want to get my team together, and I want to go play.
Right,
and I
yeah.
want to go crush when I play.
Absolutely.
So that's me in that whole thing. And I know, in this business, it's easy to get ridiculed and looked at in certain ways, and I'm oblivious to it, and that's
You have to be.
and it's like I'm more aware of it today, but I'm still not caring about it. Before, I just didn't understand it, and that was great, because
Yeah.
being a little naive is like the
Ignorance
key.
is bliss, right?
Exactly, especially in this business.
Yeah.
You just kind of got to put your head down and go, and
Yeah.
not worry about all the external factors, And I think the people that are high achievers in this business are a little bit delusional, a little bit naive, and just have tremendous self-belief.
Mhm.
Like they don't care about what's in front of them. They're just going to get through it.
Mhm.
Sounds like that's kind of like you.
Yeah, that is kind of my mindset. I just focus and get it done. When I put my mind to something, I do it.
So you're local from Roanoke.
I am. I
Right.
grew up in Roanoke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Born and raised. Haven't left.
So I don't think none of us grow up dreaming about this, right? Like,
No.
Did you grow up wanting to be a real estate? I didn't grow up to be a real estate agent, but what led you into being in this?
So I wanted a more flexible schedule. I was working a 9 to 5 cubicle job, and I loved that job, but it was the job that I got out of high school, and I had actually wanted to become a supervisor there, and that didn't pan out, with blessings on blessings, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, real estate, I can take classes at night and get my license.
So you went the old school route of like actually physically going to a classroom?
I
and
did. Did
yeah.
you not?
No, I'm not a learner like that. I went to the CE shop and did all my courses online.
No, I went to the academy on Peters Creek in Roanoke, which that isn't even there anymore. It's so
Right.
sad. That's aging me a little bit. But I loved the academy, and I used to do all of my continuing education classes there too. But the most recent continuing education that I had to do, that was the first time it wasn't available, so I had to do it online.
Yeah.
I was forced to evolve to the online stuff.
Right. I was never a classroom guy. I couldn't handle the you had to be here from this time to this time.
Yeah.
I'm never that guy. Like if it's not real estate, or if it's not something that I can control, or I'm the overseer of, I'm pretty much an unemployable person. Like
Yeah.
I'm a number one or a leader in the organization, because if I have to if I'm obligated to do X and Y from A and B, it's not gonna.
Don't sign me up.
You're gonna be frustrated with me because I'm never gonna be there from X to Y, and I'm only gonna do A and B when I want to.
Yeah.
But if I've got somebody to serve, it's different. If I've got somebody to serve, and that is depending on me, then I'm up early. And I'm ready to go, and I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight to make it happen, every single day.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about what you're doing to serve your clients with like the storage building and that sort of stuff. I think that's really cool, and that's a great idea.
So I've been very blessed to have been successful in my business for 6 to 8 years, and we've accumulated some real estate. I've always tried to put my money where my mouth is.
Right.
And I've been buying homes, I've been buying property, been trading here or there, and now I've ended up with 108 units storage facility down in Pulaski.
Wow.
And I in 2016, I went to the National Association of Realtor conference and ran into On the Move. And On the Move is a moving truck company that sells to realtors and provides insurance for their trucks. And I got this big wrap around the truck, and I offer that to my clients in perpetuity. So if you're a past, future, current client of mine, you get access to the moving truck when you need to move something.
Yeah.
Instead of going and buying the U-Haul from the rental place, then you can just come to me.
That's great.
So I've been really trying to provide tons of value post-closing, like provide value to my community, to the people that support me, fans of mine, people that are just there for me.
Yeah.
I want to have some things for them. So yeah, if you
And that takes a lot of stress off of your clients too. And
Yeah.
that you can't even put a price tag on that, you
Yeah.
know. So I think that that's great.
so from the moment you sign your listing agreement with me, you have the opportunity to declutter your house.
Yeah,
You
which
have-
is important.
yeah, you
that
have-
helps me and you. Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
So you have the benefit of the convenience of what I provide
Mhm.
day one, and then you have the 16 years experience of all the fires I've been in and all of the people that I've taken through that and gotten them to the finish line. You have all that experience to get the absolute best deal you can possibly get. And then, what I've set up post closing for this VIP thing that I've got, I'm adding value and saving you money. As long as you are aware of, using the things that I've got set up, you're going to save money. You're going to have convenience. You're going to be in the loop of everything that I'm out here creating.
Right.
And
you're working with people that you trust too.
I do. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, all these business partners that I've signed up that have, decide they want to be a part of what I'm doing. I think it's been a big benefit to them, just for me to shout them out, for me to co-sign for their business, to grow their business, to be there for them, to help them with strategies, and I think, our relationship probably will help me take that relationship to the next level, because I'm going to, we're going to come together and have a better understanding of what each of us are doing. And that's going to help translate across the board, and I'll show you how to monetize your relationships and your everybody that supports your business.
Yeah.
I've been out there to do that, so there's a lot of transfer of knowledge between us, transfer of skills, and then we get so good at that, we're so connected that we impact these agents' lives.
Right.
That is just, like I said, I'm just trying to build a community and within a community. And
Me too.
yeah.
So that makes me think of an event that I'm actually going to be putting together in Roanoke. It's going to be called Sell with Social, and it's going to be to help realtors learn how they can grow their social media and leverage that within their business. So Ed and Lindsay are both going to come down to Roanoke.
He was telling me about that.
Yeah, so I'm looking for sponsors. So I've already got an insurance agent that's signed on to be a sponsor, and then a lender that has signed on to be a sponsor. But if there's a company that you want to throw at,
I think there's a home inspector out there that probably pay you some money. There's probably a big brand out there. I'm connected with Leaf Guard. I'm connected with Crawl Space Medic. All of those two companies are really trying to get a stranglehold around Roanoke and New River Valley.
Okay.
So I can probably line you up with those guys, and
Yeah.
and we can definitely. I've already told Hunter. I don't. Ed told me about it.
Okay.
Ed told me about this event. And I
Yeah.
already told Hunter that I'm gonna need some of his time, because we're gonna come up there and create some content
Yeah.
over there, and then be a part of what you got going on.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna invite a couple people that I think should hear what Real's about, and I wanted them to meet you. So
Okay.
so I'm actively recruiting
Yeah.
around that event.
Good.
Uh,
February 8th, downtown Roanoke, 3 to 6. It's going to be like a little happy hour vibe. So from 3 to 5, we're going to speak and do the whole educational thing. And then from 5 to 6, it's going to be like a little happy hour where you can just mingle and have a little drink. And, you don't have to stay if you don't want to, but
Yeah.
that's what it's going to be about. I'm
That's awesome.
excited.
And
And it's about bringing everybody together
Sure.
too. It doesn't matter what brokerage you're at. It doesn't matter if you're from New River Valley, Roanoke. I don't care where you're from. If
Yeah.
you want to come and you want to learn, then I'm happy to have you.
yeah, and I think I'm gonna come and support. I'm open to doing any kind of collaboration in the social realm that you would want. So if you want to come down here and we do something down here, or I plan something down here and you come down here to support
Yeah.
it, and then whatever you're doing up there, I'm there to support it.
I love that. Thank you.
of
Yeah.
course, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I add something really quick?
Yeah.
So one of the things that that I'm a part of. I'm a producer. So what I think is the future of just about anything is the collaboration process. So I'm new to the real estate. I'm learning. Like I'm sitting here having a time just being educated by you guys. But hearing that it's collaborative, I think is huge. Because it's the same way with the music. When you're on Discord and whatnot, it's people sharing skills,
Yeah.
people sharing knowledge and wisdom about even the process of marketing and everything else. So I think that's cool that you guys are doing that in the real estate game.
Yeah, and that's what this the leaders of this company envisioned, I believe. you
Yeah,
know?
that I feel like that's what it was really built on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's great.
They literally solved the problem.
They did, yeah.
They have figured out the agent migration problem. And as long as they can keep this intact and they can keep this culture in the way that it is currently, which I have no doubts that they will. It honestly, if I could just be productive and watch you guys get all these agents in here and the stock price rise. Have you even looked at that?
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. It's funny. My daughter, she's 17, and I've been telling her about my switch over to real, and she doesn't fully understand it, but she's been around real estate for 10 years now with me being in the business. She actually came to me and she wanted to download an app on her phone to invest in stock, and she wanted to invest in the real stock because she believed in it so much. And she was so disappointed when she found out that she had to be 18 to do that. I was like, give me your money. I'll invest it for you. I'll add a stockbroker to my resume.
Right. Hey, honestly though,
but yeah, I
it's
think
just gonna
that
be wild
I
to
think
see
that real is the future, and it's not for everybody. It's certainly not. And I think that over time, the people that don't believe in it or don't understand it, they'll fade out. But I think as the generations come in, this is going to be what they're looking for.
Well, just talking about the competition and the things that are actually happening around us, there's other models similar.
Right.
So there's already 3 companies that have generated agent counts that have the same platform. They just don't have the leadership and the thoughtfulness, in my opinion, of this model.
I agree.
But every old school brick and mortar model that's focused around the broker and none of the agents get to play the game is in hospice care.
You're right.
They are in hospice care, and they're suffering from a little bit of a dementia because they don't understand what's going on around them.
True.
And I'm not trying to make light of any of that. I'm being dead serious that they're dying, and it's going to be they can either evolve because of the wonderful brands that they are, or we can see them become like a brand like Kodak. Mm-hmm. Kodak was one of the biggest brands in the world, and then Apple came through and pretty much destroyed Kodak. And
you're right. I never thought of it like that.
This is what's happening is, the same things happening in the real estate model. Mm-hmm. And the Remaxes and the Coldwell Bankers, they better pay attention.
They better pay attention, yeah.
Yeah,
mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, for sure.
Listening to you guys talk, like I said, I'm a part of a music community, so to the extent that I can speak to that, it's collaborative, right? And I've learned so many skills from people. I think that's the future of business. So I think Scott's right that like some of these old school approaches, the cutthroat, I think is obsolete. Yeah. And I think you guys are onto something for sure. It's interesting to sit here and listen to it because
yeah. I'm excited for this to be in the real estate industry. Something that I've been craving,
I mean, you seem to, as far as like this social thing, there's so many people that are monsters socially in this business that are not realizing their potential. Mm-hmm. And it's like devastating to me because all you'd have to do is see it like I seen it. See, my social game is not great. My social game, I'm just going to be completely honest. My social game, people seem to be intimidated by me, and they seem to not want to take the time to understand who I am and what I bring to the table. And they just see a threat, because they feel my ambition, and they they can get to know me through my social media because
Mm-hmm.
I'm a machine. It's social, like posting on Facebook and
Yeah.
like, doing the things that I want to do on the platforms that I want to. You can find out exactly who I am there, and I'm not shy about anything. Like I'm an open book there. I've been posting about the hard time that I've had in the last couple of years
Sure.
personally. And
I think it's important to be transparent like that
yeah,
on social media.
it's not all rainbows all the time.
Mm-mm.
I'm a real person,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to, we said this before, but the attempt here was to be somebody on the internet, and to get attention around that and be able to gain what I've seen others gain from that, and so I got to figure that out. And if trial and error. Really?
Yeah, that's what you got to do. That's
Yeah.
what it's been for me, just trial and error.
Yeah.
But I don't focus so much on Facebook. I mean, I should, but I don't. Instagram is just where I've been putting my focus because that's what I'm most comfortable with. But if I could give you any sort of tip, it would be to make sure that you're engaging with the people that are engaging with you.
Yeah.
Instagram wants you to be on their platform and it wants you to engage it, the social aspect of it. Reply to comments, reply to messages. If you really want to take it to the next level, and I'm sure that you've seen Ed promote this, do voice messages and video messages. I think that that's definitely a huge way to grab somebody's attention and really stand out amongst the crowd.
Yeah. I mean, Instagram is probably the one I've focused on the least. The Facebook, and I've got 10,000 followers on Facebook. I've been trying to capture stuff on TikTok, and I'm back to posting on Twitter. So, the stories that I post on Facebook automatically go to Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how the algorithm likes that whole thing.
I think, and I'm no expert by any means, but I personally think that you should post them to the platform organically.
I think so too.
I don't know why, because Facebook and Instagram are now owned by Meta, but I feel like when I post something on Instagram and I automatically upload it to my Facebook page, the Facebook one doesn't get as much engagement as if I were to post it organically.
Right.
So it's just extra time.
Yeah,
which is frustrating.
And that's the great thing about having Hunter. Hunter
I need a
Hunter. Hunter can take some of that and help me there. And I've been searching. That is the next challenge for you. It seems like is leverage.
Yeah, it is.
So like getting you to the point, like if you get a big downline and you still trying to go out and sell homes.
I know I'm not going to have time to do all this stuff.
What's the largest volume year you've had unit wise?
Unit wise, I want to say 28.
28?
Yeah, that was 2016.
Wow.
But the past couple of years have been a little slower because last year I got that 9-to-5 job and kind of just went part-time. But
28 units is still a 1%. The stats here, I'm a data freak.
mm-hmm.
So I understand the numbers of the business and what it takes and, probably what you spent and what you paid in taxes. And, if your average sales price was $250K or $300K, I know what you grossed on 28 pretty
Mm-hmm.
much. So it's like, shoot, what was I saying?
We have those moments quite often. We had one on our podcast we released last week. So
just the whole data thing of it all, like trying to get to 28 units, like 25 units or more represents 1% of this industry.
Yeah.
So if you can sell 25 units or more, you are in the 1% category of this business. So, and if you can do it once, you can do it always, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So you know the formula.
Mm-hmm.
You've suffered the pain of getting there, and trying to figure that out. Because guarantee you, in 28 units, you had a lot of pain in a lot of those units.
Yeah.
And a lot of things that you had to get through to do that. So
it's hard work for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that we do goes unnoticed, but I think that we add a lot of value to the people that we serve, and I love it. I love helping, and it's so rewarding. The career in general is just so rewarding.
The impact that you have on people's lives are it's just unmeasurable, really. Like,
is.
Taking somebody that's lost a loved one and making sure they're cared for, and like I'm dealing with a situation right now where a lady lost her husband. They were supposed when they bought the place, they were supposed to schedule a time to go back to put her on the deed, and they never did that. So now she's in this spot, and now I got to go handle that and like try to help her through that and figure out like the emotions that she's going through, not knowing what her life's going to be possibly.
Right.
So I'm handling that, and so there's everybody we help cross the finish line. It's such a rewarding time in their life. It's an achievement that they've got.
Absolutely.
So that's the reason why I gravitated toward it, is because I'm from the service industry myself. Handling the country club type of clientele, servicing them, and, former golf assistant.
Okay, cool.
So that seems to be the people that gravitate toward this that are the best too. So like all you service people industry looking to escape, this is a great way to escape.
It is. For sure.
The income opportunities in this life, if you can figure it out, are definitely rewarding.
For sure.
That's the right word. Is the impacts on the people's lives that you get to have, the service, you become valuable to these people, and then there's some income that's nice as well.
Yeah.
So I was talking to a friend of mine the other day. I don't know if really more of an acquaintance, and she's telling me kind of like, she's unsure of where she wants to be and what she wants to do, and she's a server at a local restaurant, and I was like, you don't have no family ties here. I see that you're on social media saying that you're looking for work and looking to get off of where you kind of are. This has provided an escape route for a ton of people in their life, to get in here. And even if it's an administrative role at first,
sure,
get in here.
There's so many avenues you can take with it. Yeah. Which is cool.
Ancor più forte fai.
For those who want glory, just know, no matter what you've been through, it's out there for grabs.